putting some type of surveillance equipment. These shot spotters that can detect gunshots. No,
Barely
that's
works.
just their way with
Control.
being able to get away with audio recording because they're listening to everything that we're talking about.
Right.
You know?
And if you go into China, they already have those systems in play.
Right.
This like literally every place, every street corner has a camera pointing down at you, and they're using AI. I was just watching this reel, and it was showing that even if you cover up your face, the AI can just scan your body and see how you individually walk, and they can identify you.
Yep, yeah, I can imagine. You remember the movie? It came out in the '90s, but it was with what's his name that played in Nino Brown. What's his name again?
In New Jack City?
Yeah, what's Nino Brown's real name? What's the guy that played Nino Brown?
Snipes, Wesley Snipes.
Huh?
Was it Wesley Snipes?
Wesley Snipes played in a movie back in the days with. Damn, I forgot. It was
Demolition.
what was it called?
The Demolition.
Yeah. And remember, they had the cameras back then and the voice recording stuff everywhere. You couldn't walk anywhere in the community without them. And if you said a swear, you get a ticket.
Right, and they were so happy because of the utopian
Right,
world.
so happy. The world was so happy because there was no violence, there wasn't no this, there wasn't no that.
Right.
If you spoke, if you said a swear, you got a ticket. If you crossed the road wrong, you got a ticket. Like what you just said brought that picture to me.
And that's what they're doing. And it's propaganda and it's brainwashing because they're already doing it with our speech.
Yeah. So, woo, yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one. So, when she first was running for mayor, she was triggering me a bit because poor people, I'm not going to use black, white, or Spanish, poor people use emotions when they vote. They vote through emotions, so if you can reach them emotionally, they'll vote for you. They don't really have to read the facts or investigate or research too deep. Because maybe they might not have it within themselves right now to do that type of work.
Right.
So I think Mayor Wu understood that when she was running for mayor, and she used that to really get there. Because a few things she was saying, like as far as like, she was saying she was black kind of, she's a colored person.
Yeah, she was.
First. Second, she was saying she related to people being bothered by police because when her mother was sick with a disease, the police came to her house and treated her wrong. You can't relate to the poor struggle or even a black person's struggle with police from what you're saying with your mother. And first of all, police is going to treat you way better than they would when you go to a black person's house. So that kind of bothered me, you know what I'm saying? Is there anything I want to say about Boston politics before we wrap this up? Because Boston politics, and you know, like for many people out there, if you don't vote at all, at least pay attention to your local politics, because that's what's affecting you probably more than the president.
Well,
So,
I mean, if you don't have a hold on your local politics, then you don't even have a say in the national politics. And none of us have a hold on the local politics because they're all lying to us.
Right.
They, exactly what you said, they build personal relationships with people and play off of people's emotions. We have city councilors, Julia Mejia, Tanya Fernandez-Anderson, Erin Murphy, definitely Ed Flynn, who all have a lot of personal relationships with people. They support people's businesses and they build these relationships with people so that they have their votes and they have their help with their campaigns and they keep winning.
y'all hear that?
And I mean, the people in Southie won't vote against Ed Flynn because they're all
buddies,
friends with him or family with him or whatever, you know. Same for you know, Erin Murphy, Julia Mejia, Tanya Fernandez. Tanya Fernandez has the most populated Boston City Council district, which is Roxbury and some of Dorchester and Fenway, and the least amount of voters. So basically it's like, I think it's her relationship with maybe the Cape Verdean community because she's Cape Verdean. So
yeah, that definitely
that's all that it is. They vote for her because she's their friend, not because she's any good at her job. So
Deep.
that's what it is.
Deep.
And
So-
then, also all of those people that I just named, and anybody that we ever put into office is always the person with the biggest bank account and the most like support from unions. Unions is another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But support from unions, support from businesses, and support from other politicians. When if we don't want rich people ruling over us, then why do we keep voting for rich people?
Right.
If all of the rich people are funding their campaigns, then that's for a reason.
Yeah, because I think when we look at Tanya, she's in Roxbury. Somehow she has $20,000 in donations for her campaign. Where did she get all that money from?
Right, that's deep. Yep. Some of these people are definitely handpicked from politicians.
Yes, they are.
And they're definitely being used as a puppet and using our emotions to keep us attached to them, like you said. That's deep. So, if the Republicans or Trump win, what could poor people or black people look forward to for the next 4 years?
Well, I mean, I feel like you just have to look at how your life has been for the past 8 years. Was it better in the past 4 years than it was in the previous 4 years? Because I think most people would say no. The gas prices are up, grocery prices are up, we can barely afford to live. Insurance premiums are like doubled, tripled for insurance for everything across the board.
And for myself, like main thing, look at the illegal immigrants coming across. They pay nothing into our system, but yet they get treated better than you and me.
Yeah.
Right, and we're being lied to about that too. You know, Massachusetts alone has brought over 288,000 illegal immigrants into Massachusetts just in the past 3 years. And that's a huge thing with support for Trump and people deciding whether or not to support Trump, is that they think that Trump and Trump supporters hate immigrants. Nobody hates immigrants. This country was built off of immigrants. We don't want people coming here illegally. And I mean, Haiti, they freed like thousands of people from one of their prisons and then sent a bunch of them over here. We don't know who these people are.
And don't forget Venezuelans too, in South America.
People come here with children. We don't even know if those children belong to those people. They're trafficking them.
Right, human trafficking.
We have no idea.
And just recently in Arroyo, Colorado, they've been like telling the Venezuelans gangs that have been released, literally are taking over apartment complexes and kicking people out, holding them as a strongman with guns, and people are saying they call the police can't do anything, the mayor's not doing anything, the FBI's not doing anything, and the government's not doing it. He's making excuses. No, it doesn't really exist, but yet someone just put a video of them with semi-automatic rifle weapons getting into people's buildings.
Oh, they bring it back like the Carter on Nino Brown, New Jack City, when Nino Brown brought people out of the buildings with the...
And you know, in Boston, we have our sanctuary city law, which is the Boston Trust Act. So with the Boston Trust Act, the Boston police are not allowed to cooperate with ICE. So if they arrest somebody for committing an actual crime, say they arrest somebody for raping a woman in an alley, and then it comes up that they're undocumented. They just have to let them go. Because they can't prosecute them because they're not a citizen. And they can't communicate with ICE. So they can't report them and get them deported. So if an American gets arrested, they're in a holding cell until they're in court. And then they're prosecuted to the fullest extent. But if an illegal immigrant gets arrested, then they're just sent back on the street to commit more crime.
That's insane.
There's no consequence.
That's insane. If y'all come around my neighborhood with that,
they're here.
I'm starting to be down.
They're here.
Pan life, we outside. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Though. I definitely don't want that in my community. Like you go up and down Blue Hill Ave, and you just see like different people who I don't even know them in my neighborhood. They own all the stores. People outside. I see people. They'll take a dirt spot area, throw a blanket down, and just have food and all types of stuff, selling it. The Mad Pen store, the stores in Mad Pen Square, just piles of sneakers outside the stores, not even neatly put together. So it's almost like it's a third world setup.
Yeah.
And I always use the other failing states and cities because you can go everything that's happening around this country. California is in the lead. They've already done it years before. They were doing like you said, all this panhandling on the side of the street. Looks like a third world country. You look at the homelessness in the drug community. Mass incarceration all over the area. California. Chicago, New York. They're like blueprints. That's why I look like, how the hell are we allowing this to happen? And it's coming here, but the way how Massachusetts is, it just happens a little bit more slowly and everyone's in a comfortable mode. But all that crap that you see in all of these Democratic blue states run by Democrats, progressive, leftist, liberals, it's all here right now. It just hasn't grown out to the place where people are all like fed up. Like we're now 5th in the country with people moving out. And last 2 years ago, we're number 7. Now we're moving up.
Wow. Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Oh,
Wow, okay.
People are leaving.
Really?
Every time we talk to one of our friends, oh, I'm gone. I'm in New Hampshire. I'm going down to Florida. We know so many people who are on like, this activist stuff. They packed up and went to all these nice red states. Excuse me. Sorry.
Wow.
But that's why we're here with Blexit. It's that our goal is to turn this blue state into purple, or at least a little more red, so people now have a choice. Because now you have 2 competing parties, and hopefully maybe a third party can come out the blue. But right now you have a choice. It's just like too many people vote blue, or they still vote at all.
Yeah. And
then we have people like Michelle Wu, the city council, this idiot ass governor that we have ruining the state, and they don't care because it doesn't affect them.
Right, and then even the Republicans in Massachusetts don't actually put any work in. They don't come to Boston. They have no presence in Boston. So all the people that are actually from Boston, who either vote Democrat or don't vote at all, or think that their vote doesn't count, they're not hearing the other side.
Right.
Like I'm sure you've probably heard a lot of stuff today that you've never heard before. Because nobody is trying to come talk to people. Everybody's just like, well, Boston's so liberal, there's no point in trying to talk to people.
Yep.
And I know, like, when we have our meetings with conservatives, they bring up black people, but it's just like, you guys don't want to come down here because you're living in some kind of stereotype. Like, I think we had like one march in Roxbury, people were like, oh, I'm scared, am I going to get shot? Yeah, you kind of have, you have a fair kind of point. There are shootings here, but it's just like, y'all need to start coming in here and start reaching out, because a lot of black people think the way we do, but they don't have an outlet. That's why one reason why we have Blexit and start doing like Trump rallies all over this place, because there are a lot of people. You may be a Democrat, but you're not locked into vote for a Democrat. You can vote for whoever you want. Right. It's just in the primaries. But there are people that think like you that you can feel comfortable and speak up. You may not be a full Republican, but you may say, I have common sense. I'm a Democrat. I don't want illegals here. I don't want high taxes. I don't want my money going overseas. It should be here being used for us. And like all this homeless stuff, and it's like you'll find like we have a lot of things in common, but again, this the divide on everything.
So if people want to reach out to y'all, find y'all, or support y'all, where could they?
So if you're interested in hearing more about Blexit, you could go to Blexit.com. We run the Massachusetts chapter. And then there's we have our own website, which is boston2boston.com. That's T-O, boston2boston.com, where we have an email list that you can sign up, or we post things on the website, and we're all over social media.
Right.
What's your social media handles?
So my name is Catherine Vitale. So you can find me just by my name, and
it's the same. You just type in, for Facebook it's Sean Nelson with the W, and for X, Twitter, it's Sean 4 for Boston.
Word. And you guys are running in the future again, or?
Yes.
Hopefully.
Alright,
I'll put this fear of God and something next time. Because it was like, we were like political nobodies, and they were so scared of us. They would not put our names in papers. Wow. They would not, invite us to like forums and stuff like that. And it's like, if they're so powerful and so they got the influence, why are you scared of 2 nobodies?
Right. Yeah. Because they know that's all it starts, is from one little strike of a match, and it's a wrap. Yeah. Now, I definitely want to thank you all for coming through. It's definitely a blessing speaking to y'all. We probably got to come back. We got to probably have y'all come back again. We're going to have some good conversations. We're going to have the presidential election soon, so maybe y'all might want to come back through and speak again, especially if y'all win, even if y'all don't. But these are their values. Individual freedom, government versus government oversight, definitely. Traditional family values versus family disruption, definitely. School choice versus no educational options funded by taxpayers. Community responsibility versus government mandated programs, economic independence versus government independence. Now that sounds like everything I'm about, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what most people are about.
Mhm.
We've just been brainwashed into thinking that we're opposites.
I love that. No, thank you
Yeah,
all.
you can keep
Thank
some of these.
you.
Yeah, I'm definitely keep it. Yep.
I think Cotton has some more with her.